You know, sometimes they call me the philosopher.
This is DoonTheFox, signing off.
Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm really excited to be putting out another video today. I had somebody comment on my third video, which was my music portfolio, that they were interested in my musical influences as well as my personal favorite artists. So this is a shout out to you, Mary. Keep it real, girl. Thank you so much for this video idea. This was just really fantastic, and this is going to be a lot of me talking, so for those of you who don't like to hear me ramble about my favorite artists, I won't be offended if you don't watch, but for those of you who do, please comment, let me know what you liked about it, as usual. Feedback is like the essence of life, I guess. Without further ado, let's begin with the list, shall we? Number 10 on this list is The Who, and for those of you who are cringing right now, I'm sorry they're on the bottom of the list. It's just that I have a lot of favorite artists. Honestly, I can tell you who the most influential artist is to me, but I don't know how to rate any of these, so number 10 is really just the 10th item in a grouping of items. It's not even really on the bottom of the list. Going forward, this is a band I discovered while playing the game Rock Band, which most people are familiar with. And I was playing guitar and bass guitar and drums at the time, and this was just, you know, I really got hooked onto their music, that they were part of the rock and roll revolution, especially when a lot of the British bands were coming around. This was just a band whose music that I really enjoyed for various reasons, and they continue to influence me for their unique creations and their unique idea. Number 9 on this list is Julian K, which is a band that probably most people aren't familiar with. This particular band did a song for the game Sonic Heroes, which I believe was initially released on the Nintendo GameCube. In particular, they did the theme song for Team Dark, which was comprised of Shadow the Hedgehog, Rouge the Bat, and E1230 Omega. This particular song was a very cool fusion of not only rock and roll, but essentially dance techno, which appeals to me greatly. So another thing you'll hear a lot in this list is the idea that these aren't necessarily bands that I know very well, or even people that I know very well, or I'm not very familiar with all of their songs. It just so happens that I catch a song of theirs in a movie, a commercial, a video game, what have you, that just happens to catch my ear in a great way, and I'll go and look up that song on YouTube, iTunes, whatever's accessible to me at the time, and just listen to it over and over again because I really like the style. But Julian K did that song, and I just thought they were fantastic. I've explored some of their other songs and really like what I hear, so that's why they're on this list. Number 8 on this list is Crush 40. This is another band that did a lot of music for Sonic the Hedgehog, so I'm a little bit more familiar with this band. In particular, they're a rock band, so there are no techno influences whatsoever in this band. I remember vividly them doing the theme song for Sonic Adventure, which was initially released on the Sega Dreamcast, as well as Sonic Adventure 2. I believe that one was initially released on the GameCube as well. And then finally a song for Sonic Heroes. Now they may have done other music that I just don't recall off the top of my head, but these particular songs were, again, very much rock and roll, very much that sort of band, and they were just really cool to me to listen to in the game while I was playing the game. So I was like, wow, this is so cool, Crush 40, what does that name mean? I don't know. Don't ask me, I don't know. So this was just a band that I really fell in love with, especially because I loved the series already, so of course I went and searched them on YouTube, etc. Number 7 on this list is definitely a person, not a group or band or anything like that, and her name is Kelly. Her is obviously a he, whose real name is Liam Kyle Sullivan. He has a YouTube channel, go check him out. You probably know him for his song Shoes. 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 Oh my god, shoes. Let's get some shoes. These shoes are $300. Let's get them. And that's Kelly in a nutshell. Just kidding. So, I know a lot of her songs, I've watched so many of her videos, etc. I mean, Liam Kyle Sullivan is just fantastic, and the character Kelly is possibly even more fantastic. So, needless to say, hearing this type of music and just the good messages that he's promoting in his songs, as well as some of the more ridiculous messages, are just really hilarious and fantastic, and I honestly think that there's a lot we can learn from Kelly. Don't buy $300 shoes, and don't borrow your friends' tops. No booty calls. And I think that's about it. That's all you need to know in life, is no booty calls. Number 6 on this list has no genre in a way. Now they're technically a rock band, but This was one of the bands that came around when rock bands started using synthesizers and such things. Of course, you may know who this band is already, Rush. Rush, it was again a band I discovered while playing Rock Band on an Xbox 360 and listened to listened to a lot of their songs and just loved what they were doing. It was highly classically influenced, as well as very unique, very original, very much just, it had an impact on me. It was very emotional music, it was very good music, it had like life behind it, you know? So when I hear music like that, I'm like, wow, what the hell? Like, it's just really cool to listen to. I like unique things, I like good things, and whatever. What you'll hear from me a lot, again, is when I talk about this sort of thing, I really like unique, and not bad unique, but just very good and structured and serious unique. Not that the song can't be fun and lighthearted, but by serious, I mean there was some effort put into making this song. I love what they do, I love their music. Number 5 on this list is a band that I definitely was introduced to at an early age, but only seriously got into at the suggestion of my best friend. So, shout out to Biffle. Love you, Biffle. And this band is Evanescence. Now, again, I had heard a lot of their songs, really, when I was growing up and even in school and all that fun jazz, but she really got me into Evanescence. That's when I started seriously listening to their music, and their songs are, again, unique, classically oriented, well put together, very emotional, very much had life behind the songs, and serious messages, which I love about them. So, well, not to mention the fact that Amy Lee just has the most beautiful voice on the planet. Like, I wish I could sing like that. What the fuck, Amy Lee? Why? I want your voice. No. Possibly my favorite song by them is Lost in Paradise. I'll include a link to that song somewhere in the description of this video. I love them to pieces, I love what they do, and they, again, are just a band that don't really have a genre, and that's awesome to me. Number 4 on this list is John Mackey, and most of you probably aren't familiar with who that is, but if you ever played his pieces, if you ever played his pieces in the Grand Ledge bands or elsewhere in college or are studying composition, especially at MSU, then you would definitely be familiar with him. He is a, I believe, neoclassical composer. Somebody check me on that, but he studied under John Carliano, and if you've heard of any of his music, wow. So, I remember vividly the first piece I played by John Mackey was Asphalt Cocktail. I will leave a link to that video as well in the description. Specifically, you might find me in that video, I think. So you'll get, I mean, I just loved this piece. It was completely off the wall, completely out of the box. It very much spoke volumes, and not just decibel volumes. I mean, the piece is impressive. All of his work really is. So, you know, I love listening to his music. For his ability to be original and influential and all this jazz, I mean, I just love him as a composer. So, shout out to John Mackey. In particular, he actually wrote a concerto for trombone, which I ended up downloading the solo part as a PDF in my senior year with the idea that I would bolster my ability to play the horn from studying. Now at this point in the video, those were the 7 in my top 10 that I simply did not know how to rate. The next 3 bands that I'm about to share with you are rated not only chronologically, so number 3 is the earliest, or I'm sorry, number 3 is the latest band that I've gotten into that's influenced my music, and number 1 is the earliest, number 2 being the second, obviously. So these are the 3 bands that I definitely knew how to rate and how influenced I was by them. So these are technically my top 3 correctly rated, blah blah blah. Number 3 on this list going forward is Juman Reactor. Now again, this is a band that most of you are probably not familiar with. However, if you recall the highway chase in the second Matrix movie, it was basically a dance techno song while they were doing the chase and running away from the twins and all that fun stuff. So Juman Reactor is the band who made this song, and I went and listened to the original song on YouTube, which I'll leave the link to that video as well, and it's just fantastic. It is not only the fusion of really original techno, I mean, I've never heard any techno like theirs. It's just really impressive. Their music is very much influenced by the Middle East. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if the actual members of the band are Middle Eastern themselves, however, their music is very much Middle Easternly influenced, if that's even the correct way to word that. So it was really cool to listen to techno and then have like the Middle Eastern drums and like chanting occasionally and all this stuff, and it's just like, whoa, what is this fusion of awesome? I loved it. So definitely go check them out. Number 2 on this list is Lady Gaga. Duh. I mean, what else is there to say? I am not necessarily the biggest fan of Art Pop, which is her latest album. However, I can recall the day I walked into Best Buy while hanging out with my best friend and her mom, and going to buy the first 3 albums that Lady Gaga put out, and having all of those songs, and I just love her. I mean, what can I say? Love you, Lady Gaga. Now, number 1 on this list is by far the most influential techno artist I have ever come across. I don't exactly remember when I discovered him as a techno artist, but he's very much underground in the sense that he doesn't have a channel on YouTube. He's not all that popular that I'm aware of. He does have a page on Newgrounds Audio Portal, so I'll leave a link to his page here. And I have also written songs which I've later realized actually included some of his work in it. Not direct transcriptions, obviously, but what would be considered remixes. So as I post my songs, you'll see that. But that's how much he's influenced me, and that's how much I've listened to his songs. He put out a few new songs last year as well. So his name is DimRain47, and he is just fantastic. His works are on YouTube, posted by other users. However, his music to me is just, I mean, I've been listening to his stuff for years, and he doesn't even regularly write music. So I just love his music. It's just straight up original, right from the heart techno, and I love his work. I don't know what to say. You have to go listen to him. So the page will be down or above me, wherever, and go listen to him. He is awesome. I love him. I love him. So that is my top 10 artists. I will be posting another video shortly. I actually shot 2 videos today, so that video should be going up pretty soon as well, probably within the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's keep it real.